Hi everyone. Um, I wanted to showcase some progress on my game. I've got a 16-kilometer landscape loaded up in a packaged build, which is running fairly decently. Uh, this is probably the most lush point and the healthiest the landscape can be in the game. I've got a bunch of density of trees and a bunch of grass and bush nanite mega plant meshes. You can fly around and check it out. We've got hovercraft mechanics, not really aircraft mechanics because this is a placeholder asset. But there you can kind of see a ton of foliage and a very lush map. And I've got a hotkey switch to change to my RTS camera controls and mechanics, where there's a simulation that happens on the environment, which currently is just an animation which just loops from 100% to 0% to 100% again and again and again, where the foliage density, the coverage, and the scale of the trees changes every 2-ish seconds. So here goes. This is the RTS camera. You've got basic controls here, and this kind of unpauses the simulation. We've got landscape textures changing according to seasonal cycles, which are 5 seconds long. And on the top left, you will notice a percentage of the landscape health, which should refresh. So we went from 95 to roughly 90%, and it'll keep going down by 5-ish% every 2-ish seconds. There we go. So let's wait for the landscape health to go down all the way, and then switch back to the aircraft flying mode, and you'll see that the entire 16-kilometer landscape will have changed in terms of foliage distribution. Right now I'm only changing the trees, not the bushes and the grass. So we're about 40% right now, and you can kind of select, deselect whichever aircraft you want to choose, and if you have 2 or more selected, you can't switch. You'll need at least basically just one selected, and you can switch to that one when you press 2 on the keyboard. Here we go. So we're about 10% health on the landscape, which is just essentially distribution of the foliage right now. 4-ish%. Yeah, I think I'll take that, and I'll wait for the season to become dry season. There we go. And yep. So the entire landscape will have changed. Essentially, you're going to be flying on a very dry landscape. We've got some water, we've got some underwater amphibious spacecraft drone flying mechanics as well, kind of slower. If you press shift, you're gonna increase the throttle percentage all the way up to 100, and control the left shift and left control to lower the throttle percentage. And let's say we just land back here again, switch back to my RTS camera, resumes the simulation again, and here we go. You can see on the landscape the seasonal cycle, the snow coming back, snow melting, springtime kind of grass coverage, and back to some autumn colors, and keep cycling. So now it starts going back up, and we can stop at any point by selecting any aircraft and switching to it. So you should be able to see the landscape at that point. So we're at 35% almost. There we go. It takes a second for the foliage to load up, but that's because I'm on my hard disk and not on my SSD right now because I don't have much space on my SSD. But yeah, a lot of optimization left, a lot to do still, but we're getting there. This is the progress I've got in the game so far, and if you got the build, I hope you enjoy exploring the landscape. It's huge. Try to go to that mountain right in front of us. It's the highest point on the landscape, and from there you got a good view of the whole entire 16 kilometers. So, but yeah, I'm not going to do that right now in this video because it's going to take me at least 6 to 7 minutes of flying to get there. But anyway, that's about it. Yep, and you can scroll, zoom, whatever else, rotate, select your Vimana while they're flying. If you don't have any selected and you press 2 to try and switch, it'll give you an error, but it will also pause the simulation at that point. So that's a way if you want to pause the simulation at the moment. There we go. Then you can just switch back again and restart the simulation. And that's about it, what I've got on the game so far. I'm just setting up the foundation for just being able to control the landscape health, and it's going to be a utopian base building sort of a chill flying game where you can kind of fly a Vimana and just take a breather and just relax and think about what you're going to do next on the landscape. And as you build more and more bases around the landscape, you'll see the health of the landscape increase, and you'll see the foliage and the overall look on the landscape improve. Yep, at least I've got that logic and mechanic going now, so that's about it. Thank you guys.